Shadow's House is underrated. I've got no idea why didn't I watch this show up until like recently. Definitely not because of season 2 is about to release in just a few days time. This anime at times felt like Is the Order and Rabbit with heartwarming and sweet elements. Yet as the story progresses, it lays just enough clues for you to stay intrigued with what is going on within Shadow's house. Not to mention, the ending theme song is "Nai Nai," done by no other than ReoNa, which is fantastic as I'm a new fan of thanks to the first take. Link to the music video in the description down below and the cards above. I find this concept refreshing in a time where isekai is of abundance. The idea of shadow being and living dolls roles between each other was great. Not to mention the answers that the writer gave are satisfactory. Though in all honesty, I pretty much had a vague idea on what's going on based on the first episode. But even if you missed it, the writer will unveil it for you in a nicely timed manner and serve as a good way to stay intrigued throughout the show as well. However, this is something that I wish they didn't do instead. The way the writer had to unveil this secret felt like how a good friend can't hold back sharing some of their nasty secrets. It felt as though they are forced to make sure we knew exactly what is going on. Also, not because I like to end a show on a cliffhanger with no conclusion, but rather this method to reveal answers take away some rooms for potential discussion and aha moments amongst the community, using clues within the series that I thought they did pretty well in earlier part of the series. So in this manner, it can keep the discussion going on even post end of season. But I suppose I can understand why they want to do it this way, so that this show is kind of light on the narrative and the audience can still understand the show without digging too deep. All in all, this is a must watch if you missed out like I do. I truly enjoyed the mystery and the fun part of this series, and I hope they expand more on some areas that I wish they can explore deeper in season 2, which I'm going to talk about more in the spoiler section in a bit. And for those of you who came here yet to have watched season 1, it's time to close this video and watch this show already. And it's also available on YouTube with the link below if your region permits. And other than that, it's time for the spoiler section. Again, spoiler alert. You had come to the spoiler section addressing some of the things that is unanswered or want to be discussed. I wanted more ghost action as their appearance and involvement acts more like a nasty rodent in season 1, but season 2 PV already shown us more ghost action, so that's good to know. And I initially thought that Ram would go full-time into the mask doll business and opens out a different kind of narrative there, but instead we get to see Emilico being helped by Cheryl and Ram, which is a pleasant surprise. So I'm hoping to see more of their involvement so that it opens up some kind of different plots between how Kate and Emilico is going to discover this side of the Shadow's house. Other than that, there's just one major thing that bothered me the most, and that's how Emilico had writing material, especially when the Shadow's house motto was strictly no thinking much, which I hope gets answered later. And I think going forward, Lou and Louise might become adult, given how Louise is actually okay with controlling Lo. That would be interesting to see how Kate and all would react to that aspect if it does happen. Ooh, I want to mention how interesting it is for the Shadow to be an actual parasitic being, and they are actually mimicry of real life host personality. I think that's done as they may eventually send back to the town acting like their former self to stay undetected of any nuance of suspicion on their existence. So it will be an interesting thing to see how they may expand this side of the narrative. Lastly, I may not have the best memories, but with Kate and Emilico having unique relationship rather than a parasitic one like those of the adult shadows, I can't imagine what kind of future they would be if they do turn into an unique adult shadow beings, where Kate and Emilico can coexist. That would be sweet to see, but not sure if it's going to happen. Anyway, that's all I had. Do share with me your thoughts on this show if any, and other than that, see y'all in season 2.